be a little less. I don't know. It's okay. Because I sent a message again. I sent a message that if we are following some paths and all that, please continue following that. Don't confuse yourself. Because I do not want to pull people from any other paths. I'm not here for that. It should never look like that also, that I'm here trying to grab people from here and there and make make up a community or something like that. I'm least bothered in that crap. So, but the only thing is people might confuse, we might not understand what we are doing with our lives. So spirituality and spirituality, right? We go on. So we must be very clear of what we are seeking exactly. Like, so I'm trying to simplify spirituality, ekdam saral bhasha mein, and I'm trying to reveal all the higher and deeper tattvas so that we get a broad understanding of our journey, where it begins and where it ends. Because most of the time I have spent my life in a half knowledge. I thought this is it, whatever I'm doing. I thought that's the end, because wherever I went, I told you I've been to many paths. Some paths I've spent a long time, some are very short times, but I have explored almost the Bhakti Marga, the yoga. I've been through Hatha Yoga very deeply, BK Iyengar's, and been trained by one of his closest Shishya, Abhay Keshte sir. So met BK Iyengar also. And I was very involved in Hatha Yoga. Today, I don't talk anything about Hatha Yoga. Today, I talk about how Nityananda in Chidakasha Gita is telling that Hatha Yoga is Maya. Hatha Yoga is samsara, he says. And he is not advocating at all. Nityananda doesn't put a thumbs up for Hatha Yoga. He simply denounces it because he says that's Maya. There are many reasons, because Hatha Yoga means body, physical. The more attention you give to body. You see, people who are so fond of Hatha Yoga, they are bothered about physique, how they look and how they present. And, today also in spirituality, the 9 packs, 10 packs, 8 packs, I don't know what all packs are there. Muscular bodies and kung fu, karates, and it's a craze. They, it's a vasana, basically, body vasana. Glorifying and glamorizing the body, because that body has nothing to do with your soul. See, I do understand when you say you need good health, but not obsessed with the body. Be it a man who is obsessed with his physique and gymnastic kind of body, or be it a female who is obsessed with her curvy body and her looks and the way she's presenting her body, or she's exposing her body and she thinks her body is everything. I've seen so much in spirituality also, people, there are females who show off their body and think that body is everything here, so they're busy maintaining their bodies, and some try to lure with their bodies. They don't understand that's not a seeker, that's apsara. That goes into the category of Ramba, Menaka and all. It's nothing very impressive. You might get distracted, but then we must be aware. We are not conscious of what are we here to do. Are we here to distract people, attract people, मोरनी जैसा नाच के सबको मोहित करके? I understand if somebody is attractive by the soul, somebody feels, because that's very common. You get very attracted to presences, very common. Not just with the opposite gender, any gender. Presence always attracts. I understand if somebody is beautifying that male or female, but ye kya hai body? So much, so much obsessed with the body and glamour. I mean, that vasana should go at least here. Now, when I tell this, people say, "Arey, इतना stringent क्यों बनता है? Why you are a fanatic in spirituality? Why you define spirituality is beyond all this? Yeah, it is beyond all this. Then give up that body obsession if it is beyond all that. So people can escape spirituality, try to escape spirituality by telling, hey, these are all fancy words and all that. Spirituality is very free. Today's spirituality has got corrupt. It has got so corrupt because everybody is binding with so many customs and tradition. Oh, but that doesn't give you the freedom to do any damn thing and carry your own vasana and then justify it and tell, I don't come under the category of spirituality because I'm free from all this. You are not free. You are obsessed. You're stuck with the body consciousness. And you are trying to give an example of your body consciousness to others. So that's not very appreciated. So Hatha Yoga, I was talking about Hatha Yoga. Yes, of Hatha Yoga. Why Nityananda is not very appreciative about Hatha Yoga? Because Hatha Yoga means Siddhi, he says. See, you get into Hatha Yoga, you get into the depth of pranayama, you go into breath work, and there are siddhis that come through that. Yoga brings in siddhis, Hatha Yoga especially. That is why he was talking against Hatha Yoga. Nityananda. Open up the Chirakasha Gita and read it, you'll understand. So I was telling I was into that. I had been into that, and that was my obsession in the start. And but that faded away. Then I went into Bhakti Yoga. There's so much with the Ramakrishna mission. In fact, I just now came from Ramakrishna. I go there. I feel like going nowadays much there. Bhakti Yoga. That was another moment where so much of Bhakti and all the time in devotional kind of a mood. There were many years I spent in deep devotion with my guru, with Nityananda. That phase was a devotional phase. If you go to my old videos, you'll see all those bhajans and things like that. I've been singing so much those days because that phase was a very divine phase of bhakti. And those were the days when just be immersed in Ramakrishna, is to be reading his. See, here it is. Has to be reading this book, Gospel of Ramakrishna. This is an abridged version. The big version is huge. So I used to go through this, and for days I used to be lost in this. Well, this is when I was in Delhi. Sometimes profusely tears falling and weeping and ecstasy and shuddering, shaking, kundalini and all those things. Trance. Sometimes hours together be in trance and all that. So that was one phase when I was in Bhakti Marga, where I was very much attracted to. I was very much attracted to Kali. She is like my mother only. So I used to be very fond of her. Even right now, if I feel goosebumps. I think of Kali. So I remember I used to go to Dakshineshwar Kali, where Ramakrishna's place in West Bengal. And whenever I got I think twice I got an opportunity. So I went and spent my time there. I remember me and Vipul in one of the trip. Vipul was one of the administrative guys in the ashram where I was working. We went and 2 days we spent there, and I must have had probably around a dozen darshan. You go there and you're just connected with that Dakshineshwar Kali. It's very fantastic. Those moments, if I remember, and you come close, and then you're there, and you're in ecstasy, and then again come. Sometimes 12 times. And 12 times means in the day we used to do that. And at night, closing time, crowd goes down. And we took a room there only. So evenings we used to come there. And again, now I'm told that you get room inside the Dakshineshwar ashram only, that place where the Kali temple is. I didn't know that because I was planning to go last month or before that. And somebody told me you get rooms there. So probably if I go there, this time I'll stay inside only. So then there's Ramakrishna's room there. his cot is there and all this. So I used to be very ecstatic about all these things, which was like full time in there. And in the nights, we used to go at closing time, just before closing time, no crowd. So I remember I used to go and just touch that feet of Kali and stand there and just look and admire and be there, and they allow you there at night. So you're very close to that Vigraha also. And I used to think about all, because I used to read about Ramakrishna a lot. So all those things just go in my head of how he would have been sitting here, or what he would have done here, and things like that. So that is the reason when I used to read this also, when I came back, I used to read this, the whole thing. I used to be in like a trance like state, enjoying it. So those were bhakti kind of days. And then meditative days, I've spent so much doing. And there was Karma Yoga also, the service part. I spent a lot number of times. I've not spoken about all this, but I'm telling you how this journey is, how I'm trying to explain the whole thing to others, what I'm sharing about my journey. I keep sharing about my journey only because that's all I know about spirituality. I talk everything from my perspective and my experiences. And then there was this seva time when I was with my guru's ashram. In my guru's ashram, there was only these kind of projects. So I used to enjoy those, all those projects, I used to look forward to that because there was no other need. Those days when I'm working for the ashram, I never took my camera and shot myself or the whole thing and all. It was not there completely. I was fully engrossed in those projects. We used to go to old age homes and or orphanages and or the shelter homes, the cow shelters, and work there in the goshalas. I used to enjoy working in the goshala there in Alwar or here in Karjat. Karjat, I was many months living as an inside the ashram only. So there was nothing to do because the ashram was always empty. And sometimes my guru is there, sometimes he's not there. He's traveling. So when he's not there and all, like evenings, I walk down to the goshala and be with those animals. There were two Jersey cows who were very fond of those cows. I used to go and sing songs there. So there was one cow. I still remember. I forgot her name. A strong uh, cow. So go and touch her or something like that, and you go and touch her or just talk to her or sing to her. Tears used to flow from her eyes. I still remember that. The evenings I used to go and spend time there. I think I put some videos also there. Where that was that Smule. I used to sing some songs, and my only audience were the cows behind. I'm singing, and uh, and that too. What kind of songs were they? किसका रास्ता देखे ऐ दिल है सौदाई मिलो है खामोशी बरसों है तन्हाई भूली दुनिया तुझे भी मुझे भी कभी की फिर क्यों आँख भराई in my own space. And I remember that song. I don't know where it is gone. Maybe it's on YouTube somewhere. So I used to say, and these cows used to literally, you know, if they are standing, they would settle down and sit, and it was very nice. All these plantations and all that. So those were the days when seva kind of projects were so much, and I was myself involved in my guru seva. And that time I knew nothing. Just that service with him and whatever, day nahi, raat nahi, din nahi, raat nahi, and there's no question about anything else. My, many years in Karjat and all, when I used to last few months before Gurudev went that side and I came this side. Almost 5 6 months I was with him in Karjat, and those were the best days of my life. Where it was din nahi, raat nahi, we are working, and this happening, that project. Sometimes I'm sitting with him in the rooms, and on the dining table with the laptop, and he's working from there. And sometimes in the Bandara area, sometimes we are in the office, and constant. It was like, so those like service days, they told, like seva. That is karma yoga, what we are talking about. And then meditativeness, yes, Raj Yoga. I learned so much of meditation from my guru, how to meditate. And deep meditations, and not those guided ones only, even the meditations that you sit in the vicinity of the guru and you meditate, you go inward, meditate. So that was Raj Yoga, a long period. Raj Yoga was always in my blood right from the start. There was an intense period, I think about 9 to 10 years of my life, where I was only traveling and spending a lot of time in Jiva Samadhis, ashrams, and mountain tops, or going through jungles, and only visiting. It was like a crazy thing, and hundreds of Jiva Samadhis. God knows कौन सा जन्म का क्या वासना था, या what was completion, and mystical experiences with Jiva Samadhis. So those were my meditative years, Raj Yoga. And finally, all these things happened. And Karma Kanda, arey, kya bol? Karma Kanda was, I was fully into it. All kind. I loved doing pujas. I loved havans. Wherever there were havans, I used to not miss it. I used to do personal havans, sometimes in my room, sometimes at home, sometimes with my friends. We are traveling, we go to some ashram, there also we sit and shuru ho gaya. Havan kundalo and start. So I was very fond of havans. I used to love that whole process, even in the ashram there, and even the pujas, and the vigrahas, even the idol worship. I'm very fond of. I told you the Kali idol, and was very fond of all those things. But slowly, all those things started fading away. The Karma Kanda thing started fading away, and then I couldn't do anything after that. After a certain time, I couldn't do anything. I somehow lost interest in it. And slowly, I saw the devotion aspect also started, that too much of singing and chanting. I used to do mantra japa like anything. Before getting into any paths, also, I used to sit with the Rudraksha Mala and do like 108, 2, 3 times. And it was only Om Namah Shiva those days. I used to do, and great experience I used to have when I was not in the path also. So I've done all those things very seriously. Very seriously, I've done. Mantra japa was very serious. And mantra, my favorite mantra was Gayatri Mantra. And that too, it started one day spontaneously. I was not, I was just after college days and just got into work. I was just working, not into any paths, nothing. And one day I was just coming. That time, no idea, meditation, no idea of anything. I'm a Christian. Those days, I was a devout Christian, only visiting churches, and that too, I did not like the mass and all that, where people are there in Christmas time. And I used to not. I used to only go and sit behind in the last bench of the church and have conversation with Christ. Just connect from within, and whatever you want. And those days, my life only was suffering. So all that I had to do with Jesus was only complaints. Sit and complain all the time, and sit and cry there. Ye theek nahi hai, wo theek nahi hai, and all that. If somebody is feeling bored, you can leave. No problem. Today I'm talking. I'm in a mood to talk about my life. And if you feel this guy is bragging about his life, no problem. I'll brag a little more. And yeah, I used to sit there and complain and talk about my life, and ye nahi hai, wo nahi hai, only begging. Ye theek kar do, wo theek kar do. Anything happens, I used to go and cry. Anything, alone, sitting alone. There were times when life situations were so depressing. I was coming the other day from, there is a Fatima Cathedral church here, just behind my school. So 2 days back, I was coming from there, and I was remembering what all crazy things I did there, because there was a time when I was so depressed in life. I think that was my first love failure. Long away, it was like in a college days or something like that. And deep disappointment. I climbed at 12 o'clock, 12:30 midnight. The cathedral inside, it's all locked, and not a soul inside. Police patrolling sab hota hai. And I parked my bike there. I climbed the gate. I went inside near the steps. I went and I was weeping there. 12:30 at night for almost half an hour, 45 minutes, and I didn't know what I was doing there. So day first day I was just passing from there. I said, "Oh my God, what all things, what all this life has been about." So those were again those devotion with Christ, very connected with Christ and Mother Mary. Mother Mary was like, yeah, in my compass box, her photo used to always be there. And the only one I used to pray was Mother all the time. Connected. Open the compass box and keep like in the class, fourth standard, fifth standard. Open and you can see the mother and Jesus, infant Jesus, and you're talking with her. So I had a lot of affinity with Mother Mary, and Jesus, of course. Loved Jesus like anything. So those days in school, also when I was in third standard, I remember I had my first past life experience while I was in the class. I didn't know it was a past life. It was a catechism teacher who was teaching about Jesus Christ, something, and I was listening very carefully. I used to love Jesus. And she was talking something, and then she went and closed the door because a lot of noise were coming from outside. So when she went and locked the door from inside, something happened to me. I was like feeling choked up. I was feeling like I'm going to die, suffocated. And then I was feeling scared. I didn't know what was happening. I was a small guy. And then I was only feeling, why did she close the door? And I'm trying, I can't tell her. I had no guts to talk to the teacher. I'm like, trying to tell somebody, open the door, please, please open the door. Don't close the door. Don't close the door. They will kill us. These kind of deep thoughts. And I went into full panic mode, full heartbeats and sweating and all those things. I put my head down on the desk and I could hear horses, literally horses, and somebody's breaking open the whole thing. And I'm like, I'm dead. I can feel the fear of death and some weapon kind of sounds and all that. I am feeling like somebody has entered the full horses and all, and they're killing everybody. And I'm feeling like dying. It was a brief episode, but such a deep episode that was. And then the class was like over, the bell rang, and she went and opened the door. When she opened the door, I was like, oh my God, it's gone. And then everything relaxed. And I didn't know what was happened. Why those things? Because I was a kid. That I came and told at home, my father, like worried. And two, three similar, I don't remember. Something episodes happened. Then he took me to and put tavis and things like that. And I remember all those things happened. Then later, recent back, I realized this was a past life experience that came. Some death experience that was of some previous lifetime. And it was so real, the whole experience. So those were the days with Jesus Christ and his teachings and things like that. So that faded out till college days. That whole thing faded out. But my love for Jesus was always there. And one day I was coming from office. I was very young in my teen years, and I got down from the bus and I was walking, and Gayatri Mantra started, Om Bhurbhuvasva and all that. So it was not very clear the words, and they did some research. I think I asked them those days, no Google and all. I asked somebody and wrote the mantra properly. I recited it properly. And then after that, I was like chanting the Gayatri Mantra, Samskara probably. And then after that, the whole spiritual inclination, then I started. Then there were my orchestra days. I used to love singing, and they used to call me for shows. I used to go for many shows. I've sung many orchestra songs, filmy songs, and Tamil, Hindi, Kishore Kumar, Mohammad Rafi, all those things we were singing. And those days, the only thing that I used to love singing was the entrance intro song. So I used to die for that. बाद में गाना नहीं दिया तो भी ठीक है. But when the orchestra opens, there is a shloka that is sung. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha. I should die to sing for. So I had inclination towards mantras. That is the time I realized there is a lot of inclination towards these mantras. And then I started learning all kind of mantras, Mahamrutyunjay mantras. This is much before coming into these spiritual paths. And that's how I got inclination. So then I did some jobs. I was in Baja Auto, and one day I was sitting, and then suddenly uh, Kavalis, inclination towards Kavali. Then there was Muslim guys there. Then I used to go to them and I used to talk a lot about their God, Allah. Crazy things, phases these are different, different. And then I remember I used to keep roza with them, fasting. I used to ask how to do. And okay, Ramzan se pehle roza hai and all that. Okay, I used to go and discuss with them. And then I used to understand how are they going to do this whole roza. And then next morning I do the same thing, keep roza. Then I started. My father used to go to dargahs. Vishalgarh mein ek dargah hai. He used to go there, and he used to even do a lot of seva for Ganapati. Though being a Christian, he also had that tendencies, samskaras that came from him. So he used to look at everyone equally, Muslim ho, Hindu ho, Christian ho, and he was not a church goer. He was not karmakandi. He said, God is within, you must pray within. He was like that. Those days I used to not understand. We used to call him atheist. But see, all these things now, it makes a perfect sense of what it is. It was like chaos. Then the Muslim thing came in so strong. I started visiting dargahs and acted like Muslims, literally. My friends were most of them Muslim. I dined with them. I celebrated with them. I lived with them. We have got this kind of Hyderabadi Hindi here. Still, I speak because there are Muslim friends here. I have. So when I go to their places, we still speak that kind of. Uh, because that unity I always found with them also. काय को मनाते रुको कितने बार बोलना तेरे को ऐसा करने के लिए यूं क्यों करते हैं something like that. I still am fluent in all that, so I used to feel very much at home with their house, and that was one phase. Later on, in one of my moments with my guru, some things happened, and then he told me very clearly that you were a Muslim in one of your past lives. And by Agastya Nadi, I knew that I was a Brahmin in my previous birth in Sri Lanka. So these episodes, samskaras come from there. I have no memory of any of those, frankly. But the Muslim thing, because one of the healing happened in Alwar when I was not well and things like that. My guru forcefully sent me to go for a seva project in Alwar. And in the masjid, I sat, and the masjid, something happened because I was very fond of masjid. And that day, I was sitting with the Maulana. We were doing some shoot, and then namaz ka samay ho gaya. He said, "Abhi hum namaz padhte hain, aap bahar baitho." So all the camera guys, I sent them outside. I was sitting there only. I was watching them, what they do. I have never seen the mosque. Bachpan se shauq tha. I wanted to know what do they do inside. And I saw there is nothing. They are bowing to nothing, all of them. That is Nirakar, Advaita. And something happened. While they were doing their namaz, I sat there, eyes closed. I went into a trance, and the whole body was vibrating, shaking like anything. And I went into deep trance. 15-20 minutes, I think. After that, when I got up and I finished the whole thing, when we were coming back, I realized all my sickness gone. I've elaborated this many times before. Whole thing was gone. And I didn't remember about it. My guru's phone came, and then he was asking, I was telling about the day's event. He said, forget that. How is your health? That is the time I realized, oh my God, I'm fine. I said, I'm fine. And I ate everything. And no, I was not able to eat for so many days. And he was laughing. Then I told him something strange happened. He asked me what happened in the masjid. You were inside? I said, yeah. Anything happened there? I said, this thing happened. And he told me, I knew you would get healed there. I said, how? He said, you were a Muslim in one of your past life. And that samskaras were deeply stuck in you, and that was surfacing again and again. That is why you had that, because I used to have the deep inclinations to go and sit every Sunday in Khwaja Garibun, no, Nizamuddin, Hazrati Nizamuddin in Delhi. So most of the Sundays I used to go and sit there and just be meditative and listen to Qawwalis, Amir Khusro, Qawwalis. So I told him these things are there. And he told these are coming from past samskaras. He said those things will not happen now because they have been released in some way. And yes, after that it didn't trouble me. But then I realized, okay, this is how the journey is. And that is why I talk so much today about don't differentiate by culture, caste, religion. You do not know anything about religion. You are stuck in a body you were born, and you take that very seriously because you are focused just on one janma. You're taking only this janma. I'm a Hindu, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim. But you don't know your previous janmas. You have been everything almost. You've gone everywhere. You've taken janma in all the this. You have had all kind of experience. And depending on your samskaras, you get repeated births. As simple as that. So my guru used to say those days, never criticize any religion because any religion you criticize, you are holding a samskara very deeply against them. And that samskara will become the reason for you to be born in that religion in your next to finish. And that's the reason I tell everybody don't criticize, don't judge any religion. However, whatever is going on outside, accept it. Do what you have to do. That's all fine. But don't conclude that this is this way. This is a bad religion. That is a bad religion. So the mystic says if you say that this is a third class religion, the whole consciousness will place you in that third class religion some lifetime to prove it to you it is not a third class, because when you are born in that religion you become a kattarvadi in that religion. You become a kattar Hindu. You, when you are born there, you must have been a Muslim, but when you come into Hinduism body, you become that. Same way, if you are in this and you are criticizing that, you are born in that, next janma you become a panch waqt ka namazi aadmi. Five times you will read namaz, and that time you will be only Allah. So prove हो गया ना अंदर से. The psychology, the energy that desisted something, it balanced it. This is how consciousness functions. So there is no point in doing anything because we know these all passing phases. There is no need to get upset about what somebody did in the past, how somebody was brutal. Whatever brutality is there, it passed. The whole event passed. It is based on collective group karmas. It passed. Now it's a new era. Now, if you sit with the records of the old and you judge your present and then you screw up this whole thing, this is a whole play. I mean, if you're interested to play, if you are interested in the collective karma, घुस जाओ उसके अंदर, you will get stuck in that punarpi janmam punarpi maranam cycle, or other stay away from it. You do what you have to do. It's not that I'm asking that you simply forgive. If a thief is coming to attack you, you say, "Come, I'll hug you." No, use your common sense. Whatever is needed, protect, defend, whatever is needed, do, but don't get serious with that. There is a reason. Give and take chal raha वहाँ पे. That is how you must look at life. So that was one period which we had with all these the Muslims and things like that. That the Raj Yoga also. So this Karma Kanda, the Karma Yoga, the Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga is all. And Raj Yoga deeply I learned in Brahma Kumaris. Again, this was before coming to uh, my guru. I was there. There was a center here, and I used to go to those sisters, and they taught me. So I spent a lot of time, but lot of questions did not get answered. So usually I just lost my interest, because if I don't have clarity, I lose interest very clearly. I need to have good clarity. So somehow all my questions were not answered, and then that went away. Then I got into my the Kundalini Yoga, the Shaktipat and Kundalini and Tantra Sadhana. Then went very deep into it, very, very deep into it, including Sri Vidya. And Sri Vidya was my favorite. I was all the time into that. Tantra Sadhana. That's Kundalini. So I practiced very deeply on that. And that all these things do help at different stages of life. I strongly know that you are taken through different paths based on your karmic structure. It is not compulsory everybody will go. However, whatever you need, life will provide it to you. That's how the Guru Tattva is. Param Tattva is that way. What is needed, that blueprint will happen in your life. And you'll start moving through those paths and those things, and exhaust it with your experiences. Whatever is needed will come to you. What is not needed cannot come. So you cannot say, I did, like, this guy did it, so should I do? Not at all. Absolutely. So these are like, for example, me going to that masjid in Alwar, and these are all karmic debts. Even I strongly know the Jiva Samadhis that I used to visit, I have strongly karmic debts with those places. There are times when I used to walk into some, I used to go so crazy. Like I remember in Chidambaram area, Villanur, no, Chidambaram area, where the Chidakasha, the Akash Tattva is there, Shivlinga, Panchamahabhuta Sthala, Tamil Nadu. There was some Jiva Samadhis, and I had taken it out. I was like, crazy. I want to go there. I want to. I had gone with my Goa friends, and they were so fed up with me, both of them, because early morning we used to begin, and one after the other, one after the other, all these Jiva Samadhis covering, and they are, one is here and other is like 5 kilometers there. Sometimes I walk, sometimes there is no this, and I'm going, visiting, sitting, meditating, and these guys also are there. These guys like 2 o'clock, and I have no idea of hunger, and these guys are getting hungry. They are getting pissed off. I don't know what this guy is about, going one after the other. We came back to the room. They all fed on the bed, and I was like, okay, let's have our dinner, lunch, and the bath and lunch, and let's continue. They're like, what? I said, what? Continue? I said, yeah, we got another three to finish. They were like, and I got the language, but I was very upset when they did like that. I took my torch, I took my meditation mat, just walked out. "ये भाई कहाँ जा रहे हो? मैं थोड़ा घूम के आता." I went out. I was so crazy. I just wanted to go to those three samadhis. And I'm wondering, I asked, they said, well, this is very far. It's outskirts. If you go there, there is no bus back and nobody will come back. It's a very notorious area. Paisa gaon hai, and all that. I said, I have to go. I don't know how. And I'm walking on the street. One auto guy comes. And I asked him, he told me, I'll take you. And from there, one place I remember, the first place that he took me, it was inside a house, ancestral home. And he stopped there. And I said, where is the samadhi? Inside the house. Inside the house. Yeah, yeah, he knew all the three samadhis. I knocked at the door. The Tamil traditional people, they came out. I said, where is the Jiva Samadhi? Oh, okay, come. They took me through the houses, a house into, and inside there was a room. I said, in that room, there was this sketch of the rishi kind of a person sitting there, and samadhi. I just burst into tears, as though I knew that person or something, just crying. And even the lady was looking, what happened to this guy? And I'm like, my kerchief was fully wet, sitting there, and no sadhana done, no meditation, just wept there for half an hour. And after that, I felt enough. I should leave now. God knows what was it. Then I went to the second one, and then this guy takes me at night to the third one. That was at 8 o'clock. And 8 o'clock means close. Temples, Jiva Samadhis, they lock out. They don't open up. So we, by the time we reached, it was 8:50. The lady was refusing to give keys. I said, I've come from very far. And she was like upset. You should have known, don't you know, and all these things. Then the rickshaw guy helped me, auto guy. He was pleading, no, do this and all that. She was not listening. Then she told, who sent you at this hour here? Who asked you to come here at this time? Don't you know? And behind her only, in her house, that yogi's photo was there. That Jiva Samadhi, jiska tha na. They were caretakers of that Jiva Samadhi. They had locked it. So that photo was behind her. And when she asked, who called you here at this time? Who asked you to come here? I said, he. She looked back, looked at the photo. She didn't say anything. She said, wait. She went inside, took the keys and gave. Give it here and go on before we. I said, okay. I went and meditated at 8:30 at night there. Half an hour, 45 minutes, something. And this auto guy was with me. I asked, you sit with me. He said, Mujhe nahi aata meditation. I don't know. I said, you just sit. He came and sat for some time. Then after 10-15 minutes, he went back into the auto and he sat. After me finishing, he was not there. Isolated place. Really, I was scared that time. It was so isolated. Only that samadhi and full compound. Then when I saw he's there. I thought for the first time he ran away. He was there outside. Then I went and I sat. He was quiet. He came and left me right in front of Chidambaram temple. It was late. Then I was about to give him money. He said, I don't want money. I said, no, you have to take. He had tears in his eyes. And he said, you don't know what you have done today. I said, what happened? He said, this is our guru. Our family has been searching him. We don't know where he went. Not now, huh? Family means unke dad, his dad, those times. This is their family guru. He just went one day somewhere and nobody knows where he went. See, in this remote location, he is here. And you brought me here. I'm so thankful. Don't give me money. I said, no, no, you have to take something. Mysterious things. Yeah, so I was telling, even all these running around to different places. I was talking about Rina Bandhan, you don't know. Which place calls you, how you end up in those places. All the places, holy places, not just holy, any place you visit, it has got some connection. Without reason, you will never go there. Something pending in some janmas. That is why I tell very carefully, don't, when you go to any place and all, don't uh, build up new things, even with people, places, things. You don't take a vow. You don't take sankalpas that I'll come here again. If by chance you can't come here, one janma you'll have to take just to go there. Hmm. Because that's an energy again. So you have to be very careful. Even anybody, people, places, even when we say, chal, milte hain, we'll meet soon. I am little skeptic about it. I'll say, agar ichha rahi to milenge. It's like that. So why take a sankalpa? We'll meet. It's an energy. That is why what we did yesterday, completions. I'm I'm coming to the subject only, what we are talking today's subject. Many of you who are waiting for the subject bhashan, that bhashan only is this. Yesterday, what we did is completions. You have to complete karmic ties of your past, of your present. That's what we did. And that's what I'm trying to say. These completions have to be done. That is why we have taken Janma. We have not taken Janma to sit with your eyes closed in the name of deep sadhanas. You'll go. That's not, I don't appreciate it. Anybody who's doing that is an escapist. They're running away from their problems. They're running away from facing reality. You can't run because even if you escape this Janma, you will come here again. If karma rinas and if the things that are not completed remain, you'll have to come. And there's no purpose in that. That is why we are telling live very spontaneously in the world. Whatever happens, happens. I have never told anybody you come into shifting into awareness and your life is going to be just blissful and You will not have any issues. You'll not have even illnesses, or you'll not have any crunches. You'll not have any obstacles. Everything is good. That's wrong. I have never promised also you come and sit here with your eyes closed, you'll get moksha. I don't talk about that. Here we are only understanding the practical. This is practical what I am explaining. How life is, how life structure is, how life works. We are here to understand how life works and how to move through that working without complaining, without getting disappointed. I've seen so many. You get disappointed. One challenge comes, anything comes, disappoint. I do understand. You might feel bad, you might feel low. Understood. But back of your mind, you should always know you are not this limited body. You must always know whatever comes to me is my own creation, because nothing will come to me just like that. I would always say spirituality मत पहले ये घुसाओ आपके नाड़ी में. It should run in your blood very clearly. Everything happening is a part of your blueprint destined to happen. Nothing is by fluke. People who don't understand this only, that's the ego. Ego takes a lot of control and they try to manipulate, they try to escape you. How can you escape it? What are we learning here? What is Ramana talking? What is Nityananda talking? What are these people talking? How did they live life? Look at your gurus. Look at your ascended masters. Did they escape any of this thing? Do you see your own gurus not suffering? Do you see your guru not having illness? Where did this idea come? That you are not going to have anything, you're not going to die. Where did this idea come? What are the ascended masters? You look at their bodies, look at their lives, look at their sufferings. Where did we get this idea that sitting with meditation or doing some practices, we are simply going to become an angel, fly here like an angel? Wrong ideas. My whole purpose is to bring reality to you as it is and make you understand that by doing these practices, you can rise above the body consciousness and the ego consciousness and have a smoother transit, which otherwise is very difficult. If you are not into spirituality, if you are not deep into your practices, you cannot navigate. Sometimes you'll just sit there only. Now, look, when you do these practices, and if any challenges come in life, you are able to navigate it much better, much smoother than another ordinary person. Somebody might just sink there, but a seeker will move. What is it moving? That's what prarabdha is there. Whatever is there, it's everything shall pass. Nothing is permanent. What comes will go. So even negative times, challenges will come, it will go. But when see the whole thing, see the craziness. Be wary about this. When good things come in life, we hold it as though it's never going to pass now. And when bad thing comes, we hold it as though it's never going to pass. It feels permanent. Any challenge, any situation in life comes, the first mind reaction is this is it, it's going to be permanent. Whereas you know nothing is permanent, it's a passing. But how? That's how the mind gets programmed. That's why we simply fall down at that. We can't see the transition. And sometimes when good things come, the mind is programmed. How long will this last? God knows. Good thing comes, we doubt. Kitna der rahega pata nahi. And then there is insecurity and panic and anxiety about will this last? I've seen sometimes when happiness comes, people can't contain it. You heard that saying? ज्यादा रो हंस मत रोना पड़ेगा. Don't laugh too much, you'll have to cry. There also there is skepticism. If you laugh, hey, don't laugh too much. There also you're containing it. Because there you know it's going to pass. See how guarantee we have. When we laugh, we know that laughter is not permanent. It is going to go. उसके बाद रोना भी पड़ेगा. There we are waiting for rona, crying. And when crying comes, the attitude is not that एक दिन हंसना पड़ेगा. We are going to smile one day. Attitude is never like that. When crying comes, you sit crying only. Khatam. Everything, the whole thing is over. This is what the ego aspect is talking all about. The whole thing about ego. And that's why Ramana says, ego is the root cause of all diseases. Give it up. Simple. Ego is the root cause of all diseases and all problems in life. Give it up. No ego, no disease. You will say Ramana had disease. So did he have ego? Ego means body consciousness. So did Ramana have body consciousness? Yes. Because only when you come into the body consciousness, you can feel compassion for your other human beings. When you feel compassion, all those transactions and taking on of karma and this and that. How will Ramana borrow somebody's karma till there is no body consciousness about them? How can you feel somebody else's pain until you come into the ego? I and you have to come. There only transaction happens. So if you're not in that, you don't feel anything. You're simply back. You're blank. You're not into any transactions. There is no other. Somebody asked Ramana Maharshi, how should I treat others? And Ramana said, there is no others. That is a different Ramana. That is that state where you can't see another. Absolutely egoless state is a pure consciousness. So in reality, there is no others. But yes, while we are transiting through this world, there will be ego consciousness. Even if it is Ramana or Nityananda who has to speak, you have to come into the mind body to do whatever act. But only thing they are that they are not the body at all times, whether they are acting also. Whether they are doing something, they know the purpose. There is a purpose, they are doing that, and it's okay. They're not lost in that body consciousness. So that's the major difference. So he says ego is the cause of all problems. Means if you are identified with the body and if you have the I will have the beatings. Because the basic this I wants to control life, self, others. That's the basic nature of this. It can't sit quietly. The moment body conscious, I consciousness will come, it simply wants to control its own life and others' life. That's the basic problem with. And the moment you want to get into this controlling yourself and others, you are entering into karmic debts. There the problem begins. So that's what we explained. Anomal, karma. Anomal is ego. So if there is ego, I consciousness, automatically Mayamal will catch you. You will, whatever you see, and you will get afflicted with that. The moment you get afflicted with that, I and you comes, then the transaction begins. I and you. That is karma mala, third mala. That is what we learned and practiced in yesterday's webinar. Nirmal Man. So Nirmal Man basically dedicating these two, karma mala and maya mala. How do you do that? By finishing consciously jitna ho sake, you have to be fully conscious. Everything is a transaction. So as much as possible, you can be aware as not to create new transactions. You can understand it to a large extent, not precisely. You cannot precisely know this is it and exactly no. But overall, you'll have an understanding. Like if some incident happens in your life, you know without reason it's not happening. Something is going on there. And if you just become aware, some give and take will always be there in life. Even with your own body, you'll have give and take. So there, if you're aware, you can prevent further give and takes. Rakta bija. Like if somebody comes and does any harm to you. That was my first ever lesson that I learned. Because the biggest trauma in my life was my divorce back in 2008. Biggest issue in my life. Biggest lesson, biggest learning, biggest trauma because of the separation with my child also at that time. And that was unbearable. So from there, that point which was there, that revenge and avenge was so strong in me for years. I don't think I would have got out of that until I understood these philosophies. Karmic clearance. Until I understood that it is for a reason. Somebody did that, went. And when you understand that, you can give proper closure to it, not half-hearted. So that took me some time to close the whole. Closing means what? It's not even being in touch with the person or this and that. It is the energy cord that you have with that person, that feelings of anger, revenge, incompletion. The day it completely goes up, how would you know? There is no reaction at all. This is, I'm giving one example how I learned it. I'm telling this applies to all of us. Any enemy, anybody, whatever happens in our life, this or that, past relationships, and we hold those traumas and some feelings and all that stuff, that mess we carry around. Because if you don't clear that, then we'll have to come back again for that. How do you clear it? That's what we did yesterday. It cannot be just give a theory part. It is a practice. You go deep into it and you dissolve the whole thing. One by one, one by one, one by one, every person, place, and thing. This is how we should spend our life as sadhaks or seekers. Finishing all the things at the same time, relishing whatever, or being aware of what you are creating, what's happening next in life. Because there you are wary. Whatever happens in life, also you are careful. You learn from your past. You don't get simply entangled into something like that. After that episode, I never had the courage to get into another kind of that kind of relationship. Even though I tried, but the thing was that price that you want to get into that and then the whole thing. So because it takes such a lot of time to get into entangled and then come out and then heal. After that, one or two episodes again happened, then it's the same thing again. Get into it, come out and heal. I said, what the hell is this? So when you get into, you're like very. So this is how we learn. The whole life cycles, what we do. This is how we keep learning. And this is how we keep practicing. And this is how we know whether we really want it or do not want it instead of randomly just going on and doing anything like that. Here you're very choosy, or you know it. You're aware of those things. So what happens? This is the power of the practices. If these practices are not there, what would happen? Because you might say, then what is the use? You practice and then you're saying all these things are going to happen. Yeah, it's going to, because just because you take a practice, your God is not going to be impressed and say, spare that guy because he's taking my name. He loves me a lot. He sings a lot of bhajan for me. So please take care of him, remove all his sorrows. It's not going to happen. Ram also suffered, but Ram did not suffer like an ordinary man. He was beyond it. All that part and parcel. You know that crying also is different. That pain is different. When you're awakened, when you're illumined, the pain is different. It's not that you don't feel pain. Huh? It's not that you have become like a stone. Nothing affects you. Everything affects you. Who told you it doesn't affect you? You might get scared also. Scared in the sense you're walking on the road and some car comes and honks loudly behind you. You're going to jump. This is not that you're going to be go through me. That all those things are there because, uh, or you can respond with laughter. You can respond with crying. Crying is an emotion. You can feel pain. Who said illumined persons cannot feel pain? Even if you're awakened, you can feel pain. Pain, physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain. But the only thing is, it will not last for how an ordinary person will have. It will come, you'll experience it, you'll finish it, you'll release it, you're out, gone. You'll move. Why did that come then? Prarabdha. That is how it has to be experienced and released, but the power is very less. Whatever happens, the power is less. Anger might come, but it will not be like that anger which is so crude and so negative and so unconscious. Anger might come for a reason, but then you're aware of it, and then you don't want to brood over it. Mistakes can happen. You can do a mistake, but then you can be done with it without brooding, without guilt, carrying on with that guilt. So these are what these practices do and make you free. It doesn't avoid, I'm telling again, not just this, any path will not avoid you. You cannot avoid your um, blueprints. It all prepares you to make you more stronger, confident, more aware, more conscious, more risen above your body consciousness. And then finally keep on realizing that I am not this body. Then you start losing interest in this game altogether. First, you are fully here, me, mine, me, mine. सुबह क्या करना है, शाम को क्या करना है, आज क्या करना है, कल क्या करना है, what to do today, tomorrow, next year, till my death, what all I should do, all planning. It's all limited existence. But as you keep transcending, like I said, all this Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raj Yoga, and then this is how I have seen my life, been through everything, and then finally losing interest in everything. It's no more happening. No interest towards that. Then it is towards knowing deeper knowledge, deep interest in Shastras, in Vedas, Upanishads, in Puranas, wanting to know what is behind that, not just being interested with mythology, not just being a believer, wanting to know why and how, what does that mean, what does that symbolize, what is the tattva, what is the essence of all this, then exploring that, not being satisfied with what you hear, you want to explore. That is your evolution towards Gyana, your awareness. So that's how I gained insight. And last 4 years, I have been fully into Gyan Marga. Gyan Marga, path of wisdom, which is the final path. And that is how I realized after coming to this path, only everything opened up. All the secrets, all the details, all the small, minutest of details, everything opened up. And when that opened up, I was overjoyed to see that there is a meaning to all this. And what has happened in my life is all beautiful. It's all a part and parcel. Because till you come to the Gyan Marga, you'll think something is wrong with my life. You will be confused. You'll have doubts. You'll be worried with the doubts. There's so much of anxiety because you don't know what next. Am I stuck? Or this is happening, and there's so different examples everywhere. This is happening, that is happening. Your questions are not getting easily answered. So all that starts happening when you are coming into the path of wisdom. Everything starts getting answered. Clarity comes like anything. All these years you must see, sometimes for years you had some questions unanswered. Everything will get answered. That's when you understand, when you get clarity over life. That's when you, that's called the path of wisdom. You become wise enough to understand the whole thing. You understand the whole journey of this path, this religion, that lineage. All these things were just tools. They are not the end. Previously, how it is? My path. This is my end. My religion. I am a Hindu. I am a Muslim. I am a Christian. My end is here. My God and my end. My Guru and my end. It ends there. Everything ends there only. My path, it ends there. There is nothing beyond it. So you are like, limited. But then when you rise above all these things, you see everybody has got different stories. None of the story is true. I have a story that also is not true. It just happened as a part of the unfolding drama. And so when I look around, everybody is having their own dramas. So when I see my life and I see those days, I took it seriously in every part. Now, when you look back, you can laugh on all the incidents. That is what I said in yesterday's webinar. How do you know you are healed? You look back at all your hurts, and if you can smile and laugh at it, you are healed. If you're shrinking, frowning, anxiety, your chest is tightening, fear is coming, anger is coming, hatred is coming, then there is work to do. Sit and do that work, not who am I, not self realization. That's what I was telling you. Do not spiritual bypass. We are here to experience things, we are here to learn. You cannot bypass that learning. Learning cannot come by taking a book and saying, I'll experience. You cannot. I'm telling you, without experience, you cannot. Whatever I teach here, whatever I share here, I try to make you experience that. If I tell you you have to release something, I try to make you experience that, how to release. And you see that when you are doing that, there is relief coming. The experience is real. Then only you will understand, yes, it works. But now, if I say no experience to you, I'll only take the book and give you Gyana. What will happen? You'll start believing. You'll believing me. You'll say, maybe this guy is speaking, maybe he's talking about his experience, maybe something. So if you have reverence for me, you'll say, okay, it has happened to him. So maybe that's the truth. False. That is not how you should be. Shouldn't be believers. Whoever it is, your master, your gurus, your guru mandalas, your great ascended masters, your gods, whatever you read, don't believe. Experiment, introspect. That is what Gyan Marga teaches. Viveka, use your Viveka and question everything, introspect everything, reason everything. In Yoga Vasishtha Maguru is talking, teaching Lord Rama how to reason everything. He is teaching him the art of contemplation, not believing, reason things through Viveka. That's what we are learning. Reason everything. Till now, you have passed through many things. It happened, you believed. Like I told you, I went to many paths. Whatever I was told, I believed. I don't know. I didn't investigate. Because I teaches you to investigate means to disrespect. To cross question means disrespect. You can't cross question. Then you are in believer zone. That's a fanatic zone. You say, do what I say. But Viveka, Gyanmarg doesn't say that. Question it says. Question everything. That's what great masters like Vivekananda, Buddha, Osho, all these people said, don't even trust what I say. If I say something, question, reason, experiment. If you experience it and are convinced, then believe it. And that's what I say here also. Don't take anybody's words just for the way it is, even mine. That is why I try to give an experience with everything that I share. I always do that as much as possible. Here you might not see, satsangs you might not see, but webinars, retreats, we do that. In webinars, that's the reason. We sit and do those things. And that is why I'm saying the people who escape practice, ये अंधभक्त बनने वाले. You will simply, you are believing. And who are those people who are not wanting to do self work, who are wanting to investigate, who are not wanting to learn? ये प्रवचन सुनने वाले. आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन प्रवचन सुनने वाले, क्योंकि वो तो वही करते, जिंदगी बीत जाती है उसके अंदर, सुबह शाम तक यूट्यूब देखते रहो, डिफरेंट कलर्स, डिफरेंट अलग अलग भिन्न भिन्न कपड़ों के लोगों को सुनो, ये मजा आ रहा है, वो मजा आ रहा है, मजे में ही रहो. इन्होंने बोला सत्य होगा, उन्होंने मे बी दैट वन. वेयर आर यू इंट्रोस्पेक्टिंग, वेयर आर यू एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग, कहाँ उतार रहे हो लाइफ में? बिलीफ से उतार के फायदा नहीं. मैंने विश्वास कर लिया, विश्वास से कुछ नहीं होता. ऐसे कितने विश्वास हमारे अंदर बैठे हैं आज. सो मच ऑफ बिलीव्स आर सिटिंग इन आवर ओन सिस्टम एंड पोल्यूटिंग योर स्पेस. Your beliefs don't allow you to go ahead also. Have you noticed that? Your own conditioning. You have learned from 100 places, never investigated. Out of fear or greed, you accepted it, put it into your uh, psyche. You trusted it and kept it. Now, today, when you are growing and evolving, those conditions and those beliefs are being challenged by what is coming today in front of you. सत्य जो सामने आ रहा है, आपने जो सुना पहले, वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में आ रहा है. एंड यू डोंट हैव द गट्स, because you say, no, this is what my precious teachings, I can't go against this, I cannot interrogate this. तौहीन हो जाएगा, डिसरिस्पेक्ट हो जाएगा, बैठे रहो बिलीवर बन के और कंफ्यूजन में बैठे रहो. So I am not in favor of these kind of work here. Shifting into awareness, this practice, this platform, I am ready to reduce it further also. I don't care about the number. I just want people who are introspecting, working, and the work should happen on the. If you are not able to forgive, if you are still not able to understand the basics of life, if you think you have gone too advanced, संभाल लेना. अपनी मनमर्जी का कर रहे हो. You have assumed that you have gone too ahead. Now I don't need healing. Now I don't need introspection. Now I don't need inner work. Now I don't need to work on my inner shadows. I don't need to work on my flaws. Don't need to work on my incompletions. I don't need to look into my unresolved issues. I don't need to check into my subconscious and see the rotting things there. I don't need to look into what kind of vibrations. I don't need to investigate on why am I restless? Why am I not having peace? Why am I still not able to love? Why am I still cocooned in my own space? Why am I behaving the way I am behaving, which I don't like, others are not liking? Why am I still not open to life? Why am I still feeling stuck? If you're not resolving this, and if you're sitting with your eyes closed thinking, I am doing Atma Vichara, up to you. I'm not in favor. So that's why I said retreat maybe I'll be careful. Even webinars, I'm careful. I will never do any deep work now, like self inquiry. If you're not ready for it, no. Even webinars, I'll check it. It's not going to be open. If I do higher programs, it is not going to be open for everybody. You'll have to basically sit and do this work. And until I'm not convinced you have done that, I'll lose some followers here. I'll lose some members here. I'm sure. But that's fine. Because there are a lot of drawbacks which people don't understand. They don't do basic work and they are simply escapists. They don't know. They're escaping. They're feeling it. "ये कौन करते बैठेगा?" Who's going to? Lazy bums. They don't want to work on themselves. They want to take responsibility. They don't want to take accountability of what they have done. They simply want to close their eyes and sit and escape and just keep praying that everything be taken care of, everything be taken care of. सब अच्छा हो जाए, अच्छा हो जाए. भैया क्या करे अच्छा होने के लिए? What else to do? I've told so many people, you have got issues, work on those things. You don't, I don't want to do that. I want to do only this. And when challenges come, you're like, भैया ऐसे क्यों होता है? Why does this happen? Why do I feel still stuck? मुबारक हो तुमको तुम्हारा stuckness. Because you are devising your own cunning methods inside that. That's where the ego is coming. What we said, the ego is the cause of everything. The ego is very cunning. It might act, pretend to be very innocent. It might pretend to be very divine. And it will give you a good feeling that I'm very divine, I'm evolved, I don't need this. It will convince you. But I'm saying just go practically. Practical spirituality is you must be at ease if you've done everything. And if you're moving to the paths of self realization, when you're moving towards the final goal, then your mind should be nischala. It should never be chanchala. If there is nischalta, that's it. If there is chanchalta, mind is shaky, then you have to do nirmal. You have to purify the mind. And that is what I did yesterday's webinar. That is why I've kept it open till Saturday. If you still feel responsible, go and do that. I will not admit you into higher programs. You're not in that state of mind. Because if the state of mind is escapism, you'll have other troubles. More of mental troubles you'll have. Psychotic. You'll everything will bottle up here now. Because you have escaped it. What will happen when you escape? Whenever you're trying to go into Nishchalaman, because there you're trying to investigate yourself, right? Atma Vichara means what? You're going to investigate yourself. Before that, you have to clear these clouds, my dear. Every time you go to attempt to go into the self, you will see all these demons inside. Sooner or later, they will gather up there. So, अच्छे अच्छे लोगों ने नहीं किया. Why are we attempting shortcuts? There is no shortcut, no spiritual bypassing. I'm telling this very, very clearly. And that is the reason I put a post to everybody on the platform, also sent it to everybody, that if you are already following some path, follow that. Because some people वो भरपाई भी करने के लिए आते हैं. They are doing some sadhana, some practice here, there, and then they come here thinking थोड़ा additional boost हो जाएगा. Additional boost नहीं, confusion हो जाएगा. That's what I'm telling. I've done all these things. There is a time when I was doing karma kanda, and that was my life. When I was obsessed with so many teachings and so many philosophies, that was my life. But today, when I'm in Gyan Marga, I understand all these are concepts, and ये सब रद्दी बराबर है. All your philosophies are simply concepts which you have to simply burn it out. It's not going to work now. But since I've come through these paths and I've given up that, I don't need it. I'm ready to give it up because I have the maturity. Not of ये छोड़ना है, डर, fear, guilt. I don't have it. Because you understand the science of it. When you understand the science, you're able to easily release it and move towards that emptiness. But what will happen with double path people? They will one side be doing all the concepts there, and here you have to give up concepts. Won't it be a troublesome phase for your mind? You'll go through conflicts, contrasts. Isliye I said you are not going to have a proper one board, one leg in this board, one leg in that board. Either be on this side, be either on that side. I'm not telling that that side is bad. I'm telling you again, wherever you need, whatever is needed in your life, that kind of path will apply to you, and that kind of path can give you relief. I don't say that if you are in some other path, it is a that you're not going to be taken care of. Only if you come here, you are saved. ये तो वो है ना जिहादी type. You come here, you are going to be saved. I don't believe if any other path are talking that also. That's crap. कि सिर्फ यहाँ पे होता है. I don't believe in all these things. But if your structure is according to that path, it will happen there. Follow that. Wholeheartedly follow it. And I'm not the first person. All the masters say that. Follow one path so that there is no confusion. If you go to multiple masters, you'll have a lot of troubles. If you go, for example, to a master who's teaching you healing, you will go to another master and that person will say, don't heal. You are confused now what to do. Now you will go to the third master and ask, this master is saying this master is saying this. What do you say, master? He will say, get out. Because it's all khichdi, extramarital affairs, flirting it is. It's just like being with your beloved and staring another opposite gender. दुनिया में होता रहेगा. Maybe we are used to all that nonsense. But spirituality doesn't agree with all that. Those vasanas then have to be given up. It's committed. What you commit to, commit. The practice, the path of what? Commitment doesn't mean, again, binding yourself by fear and greed. If I come here, there is some, or if I go there, there is some great benefits. Or if I don't go there, something will happen. So I better go in that path or this path. Something will happen other. That is based on fear and greed. Both will not work. Go by where you feel blessed, you feel ease, where you feel free, where you see evolution. Whichever path that is, all paths are leading to the same source. There is a reason why Karma Yoga is made, Raj Yoga is made, Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga. Why these four yogas? If we would have said wisdom is everything, path, यही अंतिम मार्ग है, तो why then other three margas was done? Why did God or Krishna, why did he introduce four paths? And where he only saying, Krishna is telling the ultimate. The royal marg is the final one. So then why not only the royal marga? Why not the um, Gyan yoga is only there and why not taken out? No, it is a process of evolution. You can be in Karma Yoga and get Gyana. Understand this. You can be a Karma Kandi and still get Gyana there, illumined by Gyana. Because if you do Karma, Seva, or if you do Puja, with the strong knowing that I am not the doer, if you do Seva, completely not owning that I am doing this, but the Lord is doing through me, you'll enter into Gyan Marga. Doing that in the right spirit. There is a right way of doing. That is what Krishna is explaining. Karma yoga. All these yogas are there, but you do it in the right way, you will get jnana in that wisdom. That wisdom will liberate you. So through Karma Yoga also, there are so many yogis who are Karma Yogi. Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda was one of the greatest Karma Yogi. How did he do that? He was full of Gyana also at the same time. Vivekananda never encouraged laziness, sloth. He was against it. Even when he was about to pass away, also, he was like roaring to ask people to rise, work till your end, even if the body goes. He was a karma yogi. Work for others, salvation of others. And then Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, they were all that way, living for others. He said, worse than animals, then you will just live for yourself. Work for others, salvation of others. See, Swami Sivananda of Rishikesh, great karma yogi, was a doctor by profession. He left everything in. Whole life just treating patients, and he was a doctor, but he became a yogi. Swami Shivananda of Divine Life Society, Rishikesh. So there is Karma Yoga. It is very active. There is Bhakti Marga. In Bhakti Marga also, if you do it in the right way, the Bhakti, what is it for Bhakti? If you give up Swartha Bhakti, Bhed Bhakti, Apara Bhakti, I'm the doer, the God is there, two is there, and strongly you're worshipping, you will remain for a long time. But if you understand and if you transcend that and if you understand Parabhakti, where the whole idea is to unite, you become one with that, like Meera's Bhakti. She began with the idol, Krishna is, her Sham is in the idol, but then she's singing Sham in me. प्रीतम का कोई दोष नहीं है, वो तो है निर्दोष, प्रेम की माला जपते जपते हो गई मैं शाम. I became Sham. Don't shout at my Kanha, at my Sham. Don't blame Krishna for my madness. प्रीतम का कुछ दोष नहीं है. It is not his fault. वो तो है निर्दोष. He is faultless. प्रेम की माला जपते जपते मैं हो गई शाम. It is my fault that I started chanting his name and I became he, or he became me. Prabha. Gyan mark straight. That bhakti becomes Gyana. Bhakti will end in Gyana. Gyana will end in Bhakti. This is very, very important for all the people of Gyan Marga to understand this crystal clear. All your Gyana without Bhakti is dry Bhakti. It can be just dry Gyana. It is simply information overload. You have all the teachings, you have all the Vedas, you know everything by heart, you know all the stories, but you have no devotion to that Tattva. That Gyan Marga also is incomplete. As incomplete as in Karma Yoga, you are doing a service, but the ego is there. I am the doer. Dry Karma Yoga. Bhakti is there. I am the doer. I am separate. The Lord is separate. Apara Bhed Bhakti. Same way in meditation also. The meditator and the one who is meditating upon, there's a difference. If you keep meditating in duality, you reach nowhere. Where the you as a meditator, the ego always exists. I am the sannyasi, I am the yogi, I am XYZ yogi, I am so and so, I am so and so, I am concentrating on Shiva, I am meditating on Shiva. So good, but it will not lead to completion. What is the Gyana Tattva in that? That you and Shiva are not different. आपको दया आपको भजो आपके भीतर आपके राम आप होके रहते हैं. Ram is within you. Ram is not in Ayodhya temple. That is Bheda Bhakti. That is Bheda Dhyana. You meditate upon the Lord outside. Meditating as the Lord himself, Upadesaram. Meditating I as he takes you into that is, it leads you to Gyana straight. See, all these paths have two ends. If you are in duality in any of these paths, it remains. But if you transcend duality and go into non-duality in Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raj Yoga, non-duality aspects come in you, the Gyana will rise in you. So what I'm trying to tell is every path is brilliant. Gyana, you'll reach there only. If you do it in the right spirit, Gyana will. So Gyana is common in all this. Do you understand this? The wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom to know that as a Karmakandi, I cannot do this forever. So some wisdom rises in you. The Murugan rises in you. And that Murugan gives you the feeling, I'm not the doer. Lord is doing for me. Awareness. When awareness comes, that is the Gyana Shakti is rising in you. Same in Bhakti. Yeah, the awareness rises in you and it tells you, you cannot be worshipping it separately. You want to merge with it. You want to become one with it. And then you see, I am only that. Who told you that? Murugan, awareness. That is the Gyana in Bhakti Yoga. In Raj Yoga also, meditating forever and ever on yantra, on tantra, on mantra. on something external forever. Then awareness comes and you have the feeling that I should meditate on myself. आपको दे आपको बचे. Who told you that? Murugan, awareness. So there also you become aware. So Gyana is there in all these three hidden. Gyana is always there in everything. Gyana is there in Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Gyana Shakti. These are three parts of the same Shakti. All that you are doing in this world, what? You are only having two there. Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. You are creating a desire, you are going and fulfilling it. Creating a desire, fulfilling it. And bearing the consequences. You create a desire, immediately there is a consequence. That's what I said. You make an Ichha, a consequence will come. Now, in that Gyana Shakti is dead. The day it rises, Shakti it is there, but it is lower. It is not yet awakened fully. Only these two are function. When you have only these two function, Ichha and Kriya, you are mad in this world. Day and night, you will be simply maintaining, creating, maintaining, creating, maintaining, creation, maintenance. Brahma Tattva, Hari Tattva. Brahma, Hari. Rudra Tattva, Aigai. Rudra is the Gyana. And Gyana awakens in you, you'll understand what am I doing this nonsense for? This is no end. One desire after the other. I eat, I fulfill. Again, I'm hungry. I eat, I fulfill. Again, I'm hungry. The day you realize, what is this? There's no end to that. Is the rise of Gyana Shakti. Murugan is awakening and telling you what the hell is going on. So when Gyana Shakti arises, now you use the same creative powers, but the Sanghar Chakra, not Shrishti Chakra anymore. Now you are using the same lust to move upwards. Gyana Shakti tells you this sansara creation is no use, never ending, and full of pain and suffering. So when you have the Gyana, you turn the arrow upwards. That is your Sri Vidya. Pehle Agyanta, only Shrishti Chakra. Go on creating, maintaining. Then when you understand your creation and maintaining is no end, full of sufferings, you will turn Sanghar Chakra upwards. That is the star. Two triangles. Who told you that? Gyana Shakti. That is the Divine Mother in all of us. That is what we are talking here. Gyana Shakti. Gyana Marga this is. Gyan Marga kiska hai? Saraswati in you rises. Life doesn't go just with Kali and Lakshmi. You need Saraswati. Saraswati is needed. To navigate in this world, you need Saraswati. Saraswati is absent. You'll be lost in this world, only creating and maintaining. So that's the Gyan Shakti, which is there. The three tattvas are there in that. That is this marga. That shifting into awareness, this platform is completely talking about these details. My work here is to expose you to all the truths, whatever I have realized, however I have understood and experienced from it, however I feel this can be presented to take you back to your true nature. What is your true nature? Divine nature. I am that I am. I am not this body. I'm not this ego. I'm not this intellect. I'm not this mind. I'm not this panchakoshas. I'm not all these things that is always having experiences in this samsara. You have that mayamal karma. I'm not just limited to this. I am this also. I don't disagree. I am this also. That's the beauty. If you read Ramakrishna's tattva, he never denied one part and caught the other. He used to say Gyanis are people who don't believe about the world, who are scared of the world, Gyanis. So they don't entangle into anything in this world because they know it is not real. Brahma Satya, Jagat Mithya. They say Jagat Mithya. World is not real. Only Brahman is Satya. God is Satya. So I'll catch that. Gyanis do that. In Gyan Marg wale. And they avoid everything. And that's what I'm trying to do. Don't avoid. Why are we avoiding? Mithya Maya, Mithya Maya. No. Maya is also real. Maya is real. See, there are times when Ramakrishna used to, for days, used to not have any interest in the mother. He used to say also, I don't have any interest in the mother. And he used to be absorbed in just the absolute, nothingness. No interest in anything else, just in that. And there were times when he could not do without the idol of the mother. He worshipped, he praised her, he fed her, things like that. Why? That is balance. You cannot avoid saying, yeah, duality hai, I don't need it, and only non-duality. The moment you say only non-duality, you have become a dual person. Think about it. You have separated two. You say Advaita. Advaita nahi hai theek. Only Advaita. The moment you say only Advaita, that means you have chosen from two. That means you are agreeing there is two. Non-dual bhi hai, dual bhi hai. You only have split it. So you have made two distinction and one half you have caught. That is what Ramakrishna used to say. You are catching only one half. It is still half. It is not whole. Whole creation means everything. The nothing plus everything. The dual plus the non-dual. The real plus the unreal. How beautiful that is. And that's what I am also trying to emphasize here. It is not just one sided, it is both. You cannot deny this body. You might say this body is not real. Yes, you have an awareness. Body is not real, it's going to, but you can't just discard it. You are using it, isn't it? You know Jagat Mithya hai. You are aware. You have the knowledge. But you can't ignore it also. Are you not taking care of everything in the dual world? Even the Gyanis do that. Even the Gyanis, they might say Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, but morning they have to go for potty. Two times they eat food. What is Mithya they are eating? Think about it. Practical means knowing the whole tattva. It's both out of consciousness. Even the form has come from that. Is why I've told many times before also. Once you come to Gyan Marga, if you do Upadesh Aram and you say there is nothing, you come to Atman, only Atman, Atman. But you can't discard the others. You can't say, oh, Karma Kanda hai. I've told this many times. Never have that superior feeling, oh, now we are Gyanis way. Why are you stuck in Murti Puja? Why are you stuck in this? Why are you stuck in that? You cannot say why are they. They are needing it. You don't need it. Good. You be happy. You are not stuck. That's the best idea. I'm not stuck. I don't need it. What is the purpose of all this? Pointless. Karmakanda is pointless. Your awareness. To realize that, once you realize that, then these things are not understood from that point. But then you cannot tell others don't do it. You shouldn't. You shouldn't tell anybody of any religion what to do. You have no right to do that. Everybody is right to follow their own path. When the God who created people and those religions and all these forms, he has no problem. Are we greater than gods? Why are we playing gods? Trying to dictate to other people what is right. You don't feel it is right? Good for you. You understand these are all diversities. क्यों बना रखे हैं इतने religions? What do they use? You have realized it. You quietly move away. But don't go and tell others you don't do it because you have realized. They have not yet realized it. There is time. Once upon a time, you also didn't realize it. We must respect that. I didn't know it. Now I'm knowing it. So I move from that angle. This is how we begin realizing our true divine nature. You cannot just know your nature because it is in the book. Who am I? Who am I? I am pure awareness. You read a book and you say, I know I am pure awareness. I know my divine nature. So I don't need anything else. That is still a belief. You have not proved to yourself. You have not experienced. How are you the Atma? How are you not this Anatman? How is God there? The Param Tattva, what we say, non dual, is the only real. How can you say it is not there in the forms or in the gods or in the temples or in the religions? How can you say that? No, I've read it here. Reading will not do it. You have to experience. You have to find out how. And that is the whole journey. That is why I explained my journey. I went through all this. And from there, I realized, passing through it, I realized. So you have to literally investigate if you are on any path, like if you are on some other path, if you are a bhakta, if you are doing karma kanda, and suddenly you come across, suddenly you get the Gyan Marga wisdom. Then you get a rude shock, like some you get Devi Kalotra in hand. There Shiva is telling, these are all don't exist. Give up your meditation, give up chakra meditation, don't do this, don't do that. He's telling there. And now you are in conflict. You heard it. Why did I hear it? You heard it because you are destined to hear it. If you are not destined, you will not listen to it. There is a reason why you heard it. Probably it's your time to realize and rise beyond it. But people don't do that. People don't do that. They're scared. So when they are scared, they must leave Devi Kalotra where it is and go back and do what they're doing wholeheartedly. The grace of the Lord will work there when the time comes, and by experience you will learn it. And that's the reason I'm saying whichever path you follow, follow. Don't keep one leg here, one leg there. You'll have lot of aberrations. I have myself relieved many people when I see they're still doing something and they're just here for some satsangs, just here to listen. No, this is not a time pass place. This is serious contemplation. It is not. I'm not sitting here and giving wisdom. You want wisdom? It is there on YouTube. What is meant for the general public, I put it there. What is meant for the serious seekers who are going through the Gyan Marga, direct only through contemplation. Now they don't need the mind. They don't need yantra, tantra, mantra. They don't. I'm not making them leave. They have realized, like for me, how it dropped. When they have dropped and they can use their intellect and they can contemplate. These are the people for whom webinars are, and even these satsangs are. These satsangs also are towards that. What is meant for the public, I take from here and I put it on YouTube. That's open to public. Anybody can see it. So anybody who's following any other path, but have still interest and they say, what you're talking also I like, then YouTube, best. Here, if you come, you'll get disturbed. And I don't want you to get disturbed. You should never be confused in conflict and things like that. Like I gave an example to one of my friend. He wrote to me and I removed him from the group. Removed in the sense I just discontinued. Not right to say removed also. I just discontinued with the updates. He wrote to me also, why keep me in the updates? I said, you're not attending any of the session, not even the free sessions. Webinars, I never see you. What for? Let it be. What is there to see here? Facebook and those posts and all, you can directly be there. Why do you want updates from here? You be there. No, I want to be in touch. What for? I gently removed him. Many months, almost a year, I think, year and a half. Again, he wrote to me the other day and he said, I am still following your videos there, YouTube. So good, good enough. It's helping me, good enough. And then he told me about it. I'm not against you or anything like that. I still love you and things like that. But I am having a conflict. Once upon a time, you were doing this, and now you're saying something. It's in contrast and things like that. Then I said, don't listen here. Anytime anybody feels, because I'm going to put this video, whole video today's session in YouTube. Anybody who feels anytime little also jittery, little also scared, little also doubtful, little also uneasy must leave and simply follow whatever makes you feel easy, nice, settled, comfortable, peaceful, whichever path that is. Even any other religion also, you must do that. When time comes, you will understand it. That's not in our hands. That's consciousness which does that. Lord who does it. So whenever the time is appropriate, it will come. Don't force through these things. Don't self torture by coming and sitting here just out of curiosity. This is not a curious place. I don't encourage curious places, people. So then he told me, then what should I do then? Because I don't want to lose you as a friend. First of all, I'm not here to make friendship. Very, very clear. I've given this message very, very clear. I'm not interested in friendship with anybody. Maybe what I'm doing is this sharing. I'm a sharer. You can say I'm a sharer. So I'm sharing details here. I would like to just share. I'm not interested in any because all those friendship, I know what is that friendship. The friendship ka kya karna hai? We'll sit somewhere. Oh, you are my friend. Let's gossip. What you are going to gossip? These things. I don't like to talk about those things which might only interest you. I might talk something which is very deep. You might not like it. So you'll not like your friend again. Again, we are in the same boat. Friendship mein fir jhagda. Why get into all these things? What is there to maintain friendship? What do we get? And what is that friendship? Hi and hello once in a year. How are you? Bye. Are going good. Okay, my life also is good, and that's gone. Then you see some videos, and after 1 year, again you remember. What is that friendship for? See, he's a. There are many people like this. They're good-hearted people, very loving people. But I'm telling you, it will not take you any further. We are still stuck because the person clearly said, "I don't get it. I can't leave this practice. What I'm doing, but still I can't resist listening to you." Then listen there, no problem. And then he asked a question which is very valid. He said, are you trying to say that I keep doing what I'm doing till I understand what you do? I said, perfectly. Perfectly. Keep doing that till you understand. The day you understand me and whatever I've said here and I'm saying, you'll understand it is not in contrast. It is simply a deeper aspect of what you are doing only. A deeper secret which you have, a perspective which you have not seen, not able to see it. But the day you understand me, you will understand that I'm not talking anything against. It looks like that. Many people feel I have started a new path. My guru was different, and you don't understand the crap philosophies that you carry. You still don't understand my guru and me are not different at all in any angle. You'll not understand that because the more I talk about it, the more ridiculous it will appear because everything looks in contrast. But the day you understand the truth, you will understand it is the same Guru Tattva, which is very deep. See, this same person, I appreciate his talk so much because I'm able to teach on that. The same person said, but I'm still getting what you're trying to say because once upon a time, in one of the program, Shivers in my Guru's program, somebody had asked her, Babaji, how do I know that I've evolved, that I've made progress? And Guru said, the day you become independent, the day you don't come to me. And that when I say is a rebellion. I have rebelled against everything. I have told something different. I said, you only said it. Now the Guru is stopping that. That's a deeper truth, but not projected yet because people are not mature to understand that. What does it mean? Leaving, does it mean ditching the path? No. When he said, when you don't come to me, he doesn't mean you leave my path, you leave everything, you ditch me, then you have evolved. Or you leave me and go to 10 other gurus, you have evolved. That is not the meaning. The day you understand the gurus within you, the Guru Tattva is within you will connect to that God within you. Aapko deho, aapko bhajo. And the day you fully feel, I am fully guided from within my inner voice. Why do you need an outer voice now? That's what he meant. The day you don't need me, the day you are independent, you have evolved. Okay. And that's the same thing I'm talking. I'm so grateful to this guy who brought this conversation. Now I'm able to explain because many people feel it's contrast. There is no contrast. Same stuff, very deep. And I believe, other than two people, nobody has understood what I'm trying to do here. Only two people have understood. That is me and my guru. Nobody else has understood it. And that's okay. So please understand, we are not trying to create distractions and diversions and things like that. I do criticize and I will not stop criticizing, because that criticism only breaks and shatters your false ideas. Because some people are sitting so fanatically stuck in those beliefs, they are not able to penetrate beyond it, and something has to be told to break that. And it is only for a few people. It is not that I'm trying to create a big problem. No, those who are deeply there will be there. But there is a transition mode that will come when you are moving higher. And the time comes, like there are times when you will not feel like doing the lower practice, the lower things like, karma kanda, puja, and running around and things like, you'll not do it. At that time, your mind will be at doubt. You'll think something has gone wrong with me. Until day I was doing it. Now I'm not feeling like doing any of these things. At that time, this comes up. I talk to those people who are transitioning, who are scared, because I've been through that phase. It's a very scary phase because you're looking at your own people and they're mocking you. They're telling you are gone somewhere wrong. And no, I am not doing anything wrong. But I am not feeling any interest in those things. Those doing. I just want to be. So I feel moving towards something else that I want to evolve into. But these people will not leave. So out of greed and out of fear, I'm stuck there. Will I progress in such a path where out of fear I'm sitting there? Something will happen to me, or I'm doing wrong because I want to please these people, or somewhere I don't want to take some bad thing. I will never grow. So many people remain stuck, even though their time has come to evolve from that, because they feel that evolution is wrong. कट्टरवादी बहुत चलता है ना. I talk only to those people to free them, not to bring them here. You free, you do whatever you want. You go and research your own uh, Gyana. You go and find out your own scriptures. You go and find out these truths. You investigate your own life. That is also fine. I will encourage you to do that. I don't mean that you come here only and do it. What is the truth? I'm just bringing those things out. So my talk is only to that limited people, and those limited people only want to know deeper. Then they are the people who are easily not interested in any other doings. For them, these platforms will help to go deeper. But for those whose one leg is there, should I leave? Should I not leave? Then I tell you, leave this platform. Be there till you completely feel the whole thing. From far only, try to learn about these higher tattvas. When the time comes, by grace, by your own Guru's grace, it is not that Guru's grace means he's binding you there, and outside some other Guru is pulling you from there. His grace is different. This Guru's grace is to free you. Wherever, whichever Guru you are with, that Guru's grace is to free you. एंड उसकी अगर कृपा हो गई, यू विल फ्री योरसेल्फ अपने आप, you will get freed, and that guru will always be happy because you're evolving. What is the word he said? They don't, the day you don't need me, the day you're independent, their purpose is served. That is why the guru has incarnated. They will feel proud on their incarnation. They will never feel proud when people are stuck and struggling and creeping there only and in all the wrong ideas. Guru has spent his whole life telling, I'm not the body. Don't run behind my body. Who listens? So who will be proud? Which guru will be proud if you are too fond of going and falling at his feet and trying to show that I am your devoted, loyal disciple? Look, how hard I've held your feet. True gurus will kick such disciples. Get out. They'll shrug their feet because they're telling, I'm not that feet. I'm not the body. किसको पढ़ा है teachings? So fanatism can bring you that kind of feeling that this is true. Somebody in that, when the feet you leave, they will tell, see, he has left the feet. Guru will smile. So that's what I said. These are very, very deep, deep stuff. With time and grace, this will come into. So returning to our true nature, divine nature. How do we return? Briefing it up. Just another 5 minutes, I'll finish. Briefing it up. How do I return to my divine journey? By giving completions, not by escapism. I do not escape. I do not escape this world. I do not escape this body. People who try to escape the world go to caves. People who try to escape their bodies try to commit suicide. It's all escapism. Everything is escapism, some or the other way. Giving up things. So there is no need to give up anything. Not your profession, not your dress, not your lifestyle. You can still be in it because until you are destined, you will not get that lifestyle also. Don't brood again. Arey, why am I having so much of money? Money is bad. Why am I having this kind of a profession? Why am I in this material? Am I stuck in this? You are not stuck. That is your destiny. You deserve it, you got it. Somebody who doesn't deserve it will never get all these things. You deserve it, you got it, but it's transitioning. It's not forever. That you have to become aware. Oh, till I am in this profession, till I am in this relationship, till I am in this house, till I am in this position. Okay. Till it is there, good. Till I am having this beautiful, sexy body, good. Good for you. But it is going to transition. After a time, it's going to go away. That if you have awareness, you'll not feel proud on all these things, including your body. You'll not promote it so much. You'll not be obsessed with it so much. That is what we are trying to say. There is no avoidance. So you do makeup also. You do the, what is that? 6 pack, 8 packs, 20 packs, whatever packs, or like me, 1 pack. Whatever that pack is. Those pack also is there, but it's going to be temporary. That will also go in one day. That is what we are trying to. No avoidance on anything. So be happy with what you have. Be grateful to what you've got. But don't be entangled and clinging on to it. Till it is there, relish it, enjoy it without getting entangled, obsessed with it. When it comes, enjoy it. When it goes, celebrate. Knowing that it has passed. Something has come, something has gone. This, by doing this, one by one, you finish all your completions and you very naturally and gradually return to your divine nature. I hope I've made this very clear. Okay. Any questions you can shoot now or some other time? You can send a message or something. I'll answer from there. Maybe in the next sessions. It means to accept everything as it is here. Thank you for sharing. My journey seems 80% similar. Okay. Okay. No, you don't need to on the camera for these sessions. These sessions are okay. Regular sessions, these are. But only for deep sessions. And deep sessions, don't attend if you're not well, if you're traveling, if you're busy, if you have a lot of worldly stuff. Don't, that's not for us. I told you those sessions are different. If there is issues with the body, with the mind and things like that, you have to be doing all the other things, like what I'm telling. But we don't do that. You have to clean up the mind, you have to clean up your inner spaces. There is a lot of work to do. There is a lot of inner work to do. Until doing that, don't get into anyways, I'm not doing those deep sessions. I will do those deep, same what we were doing, like we were reading from Ramana's. I will continue with that. Whatever we were doing, because that's what I promised till May end. We will do that, but I will not be doing any kind of meditative practices in those. But you will get good deep. You can contemplate like what we have been doing, 4 5 episodes, whatever we did. Maybe tomorrow, day after, whenever I'll announce that we can do that. Okay. But again, I'm telling new people, I'm a little wary of new people. I don't want any new people to come and get into self inquiry just like that. You have to be clearing a lot of things. While giving completions, do we take review of completion constantly in awareness or will it automatically drop off? It is a constant. Both these processes will happen. You will have a review of it, but as I told you, nothing is precise. Somebody asked this question today in WhatsApp also. How will I know I'm done with it? I'm working on some completions. How will I know? Most of the time, you'll not accurately know. You have to just brush through it because you are not antaryami. You आपको सब पता चल जाता है. You have to keep working, experimenting with it. Sometimes you will know when it drops up. Sometimes you may need to review things. You may look at things again and again. And review means just go through the whole process. What am I doing? Have I given a completion? ये मेरे मन से निकला है कि नहीं? You can do reviews. Have I really forgiven this person? Anything should not be pending. You remember one person is there, I'm not feeling good about him. You must put that in your list. I have to. Then yesterday what you did, same Nirmal Manka practice. Do that. Very powerful there. They'll protect your aura. They will destroy everything in that powerful space which is not there. And give it completion. You'll see fear transmuting to love. What we learned yesterday. Fear has to transmute to love. Ultimately, it will be only love, even towards your enemies, even those who don't like. You might not feel that love that you want to go and hug them. Love means neutrality. It's very unconditional. You're okay. You have accepted that person the way they are. That transmutation should happen with every incident in your life. Till then, you have to work on that very clearly. And it's easy if you understand that. To awareness, to deep awareness, you can do that, illuminate that. So, that is a review. You can review it. But at some points, you might not really understand whether it has completely gone off it. Like, for example, you might be jittery about somebody when you think about somebody. You do these processes and now you don't feel jittery. Now you feel relaxed. Anytime you think of that person or what they did, the trauma, the hurt, once upon a time you cried, you hated, and you were like mm, not eating or, emotional turmoils, all those things. Now you don't feel anything. Good. Little you're feeling good. Keep on doing. After a certain time, you'll see gradually that everything is gone. You don't feel anything about the person. Now you might feel it's gone. So you have reviewed. It's gone. Not necessarily it is accurate. Tomorrow you might see that person in front. Suddenly you will feel something. So what has happened? Still it's there. That's so you have come to know now. Now work on it. So you cannot be very accurate about all these things. You have to blend. You have to experiment with all these things. Okay? I wasn't able to register for Nirmal Man. Can you prolong? Yeah, it is already there. It's not late. It's there. You can go and register. I've kept the link open. It will be open till 1st May, and the recording is available till 3rd May. So recording I've given till 3rd May, this Saturday, because people can practice. It is so powerful. You can simply listen to it again and again. And I've told them only those till Saturday, because I don't want anybody to get stuck in guided meditation. You should learn it in the 7 days, or in 2 days, or in one sitting. You understand it, do it on your own. I want you to understand the science of it. I don't want you to depend on these guided meditation. You will become again clinging on, dependent on that. So that is why I've kept till Saturday. Anybody who wants to still register and join can do it, but please use it only for yourself. Don't sign up here and pass it here there. I keep a record on who's logging in. And I have found couple of times I have simply discontinued people. I don't give warnings and anything. Ashuddh bhavana hai to I just don't like it. So it's still there. Oh, Ila Vila, I was telling you, yeah, it's still there. You can go and register. So I think we'll end this session for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudechyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be blessed. May we all evolve. May we all be free. Avdhuta Chintana Shri Gurudev. See you. Bye.